What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt of the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of currents and gallowglasses is supplied, and fortune, on his damned quarrel, smiling like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which neither shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops and fixed his head upon our battlements.
O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As once the sun gins his reflection, shipwracking storms and direful thunders break. So from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping currents to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows eagles, or the hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha I cannot tell. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him served. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste was through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flop in the sky and faring our people cold. Norway himself, terrible with numbers, assisted by the most disloyal trade, the Thane of Cawdor, beginning a dismal conflict till that Bellona bridegroom lapped it proof, confronting him in self-comparisons of point against point, rebellious arm against arm. Curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell upon them.
Great happiness.
That now, the Norway king craved composition. Nor we gave birth to his men to disperse their St. Corn's inch, $10,000 at our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interests. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see you then.
When he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife. Had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. Are they rich? The rump-fed Iranian cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in the sea, I'll tither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do. I'll give thee a wind, art kind.
And I another.
I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. In the shipman's card, I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, racked as homeward he did come. A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called to Force?
What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me by each once her choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you
are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why did you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical or that deed which outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope that he seems wrapped withal. To me you speak not. You can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me. Neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail.
Hail.
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By my father's death I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than Cawdor. So say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heaven you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed!
Are such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too. Went it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal victory in the rebels' fight, his wonder and praises do contend, whether thine or his. But silence with that, in viewing of the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing to fear thyself didst make, strange images of death, as thick as tail, came post with post. Everyone did bear thy praises in the kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him. We are sent to thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald in his sight, not payment. And for earnest of a greater honor, he bade me for him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who is the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life he deserves to lose. Whether he was part of those of Norway, or did line the road hidden help advantage, or that of both, I know not. He never did his country rats, but Jesus' capital proves to confess have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope that your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That trusted home might enkindle you unto the crown as well as Thane of Cawdor? But 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our arms, the instruments of darkness tell us truth. To win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousin, a word I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. This supernatural Celestine cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thoughts, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shake so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and what is what is not.
Look how our partner's wrapped.
Why, if chance shall have me king, then let chance crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him. Like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with aid of use.
Come what come may, time and hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My brain was wrought with dull things. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered. Each day I turn the leaf to read them. Come, let us to the king. Think upon what hath been chanced. In the interim, having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Until then, Come, friend.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are those in commission not yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back. But I've spoken with one that saw him die. He did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as for a careless trifle.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense was slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do all what they should, save towards your love and honor.
Come hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Come, let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and those whose places are nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcom, whom we name hereafter Prince of Cumberland. Which honor unaccompanied must not invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all observers. From hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down or else or leap, for my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let light not see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be what the eye fears when it is done to see.
True noble Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I confess, it is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care is not before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the days of success. And I hear by the perfectest report that they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. While as I stood wrapped in the wonder of it all, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me on to the coming of time with, Hail, King that shalt be. As I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose in the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet, I do fear thy nature. It's too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, without the illness should attend it. If thou wouldst highly, and wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'dst have great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou'st have it, that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him? Who wert so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had disputed him, who dead of brain and scarcely more, and we will make up his message.
Give him tender. He brings great news. raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk, for gall you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substance you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great gloves, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that tomorrow see. Your face, my thane, is as a book where men may read strange matter. To beguile the time, look like the tongue. Or welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming here must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which to all our nights and days to come gives solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath pleasant seats. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting varlet, does approve by his love and masonry that heaven's breath smells woundly here. No jutty frieze buttress nor point of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess, the love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank is love. Herein I teach how you shall bid God yield us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point, twice done and then done double. We're poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Clonmel? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well in this great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair noble hostess, we are your guest tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in comp to make their audit at your highness' pleasure, still to return your own?
Give me your hand. Conduct me to my host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. The assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success. This might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, on this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which, being taught, returns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the poison ingredients of our chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as his kinsman and as his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against the murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, and his virtues will bleed like angels, trumpet-toned against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, that shall blow the deed in every eye, the tears shall drown the wind. I have no spurs to prick the side of my intent, but only vaulting ambition which only o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He has almost stopped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will go no further with this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which should be worn in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drugged wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? He wakes it now to look so green and pale with what it did so freely. From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act of valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the attic.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you had done to this.
If we should fail...
We fail? Screw your courage to this sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his hard day's journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a few, and the receipt of reason a limbic only. When in their swinish sleep their drenched nature lies, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? Would not put upon his spongy officers who shall bear the guilt of our great quell.
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have wiped with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I bend up each corporal agent towards this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
She goes down at 12?
I think it's as late as this.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Her candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain me from the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend?
What, sir, not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond, he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will was served to defect, which should have else have freely wrought.
All is well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would so grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, to keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. Belike to you.
Go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? A handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I had thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee still, in form as palpable as this which I now do draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. My eyes are made the fools of the other senses, are worth all the rest. see thee still, and on thy blade indulging gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It's the bloody in business which informs thus to mine eyes. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven, or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. That which hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, that fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open. The surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets. The death of nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
What ho! Who's there?
Alack, I'm afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I lay their daggers ready, he could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband?
I have done the deed. Didst thou hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now?
As I ascended?
I?
Hark! This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One did cry, "God bless us," and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear. I could not say amen when they did say, "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not say amen? I was in much need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought of in these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more! Macbeth does murder sleep." Oh, sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleep of care, death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, chief nourisher in life's second course.
What do you mean?
Still the voice cried, "Sleep no more!" to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thing, you do unbend your noble strength to think so great and sickly of things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. And why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy group with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Firm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If you bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? Oh, how is it with me now that every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Ah, they pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? No, neither shall this hand turn the multitudinous seas in Carnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, and I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Awake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins enough about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock! Who's there in the other devil's name? Here's an equivocator who could swear in both scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there? Here's an English tailor, come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Oh, come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Oh, knock, knock! Never act quiet! What are you? Oh, this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I should have thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Ah, anon! I pray you, remember the porter?
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him. Makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, in the very throat of me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him. Though he took up my leg sometime, yet I made a shift to catch him.
Is thy master stirring? Oh, our knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is thy royal master stirring?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely upon him. It almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring it to him.
I know this is but a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today.
He does. He did appoint so.
The night had been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, strange lamentings heard in the air, screams of death and prophesying, with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive thee nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's most anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber. Destroy your sight with the new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, then speak for yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Malcom, awake! Banquo, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look upon death itself! Up! Up! See the great doom's image! Malcom! Banquo! As you are from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bells!
What's the business of such a hideous trumpet close to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak!
Noble lady, 'tis not for me to hear what I can speak. Repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo! Our royal master's murdered.
Woe! Alas, what in our house?
Too cruel that you wear, dear dove, I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
I but died an hour before this chance, I would have lived a blessed time. For there's nothing serious on mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of. What is amiss? Oh, you are and do not know it. The source, the fountain, the head of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered. Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be amazed, wise, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gash stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. And there, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known?
Help me, hence. Oh.
Oh, look to the lady!
Look to the lady!
When we have our naked frailties hid that suffer and exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all! Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will I do? I'll not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England. There's daggers in men's smiles, the near in blood, the nearer bloody. This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and my safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore I to horse, and let me not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft, which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Threescore and 10 I can remember well within the volume, of which time I have seen hours dreadful and things strange, but this sword night, trifles former knowing.
Ah, good Father, thou seest the heavens as trouble with man's neck, turning his bloody stage upon clogged his day. Yet darkness strangles the traveling lamp. Is it night's predominance or day's shame? Our darkness does face the earthly tongue, but living light shall kiss it.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, I saw a falcon towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
The Duncan horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the beings of their race, turned wild in nature, broke out their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, as they would make war with mankind.
Just said they hate each other.
They did so upon the measure of my own eyes. Here comes the goodness. Macduff, how goes the world now, sir?
Why? You see not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain?
Alas, they. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcom, the king's son, is stolen away and fled, which puts upon him the suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, driftless ambition, grabbing thy own lives, 'tis likely the certainty of falling born Macbeth.
He's already been named and is gone to be invested.
Where's Duncan's body?
Carried to Comackill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and the guardians of their bones.
Were you to Scone?
No, cousin, out to Fife.
I'll to Scone.
Well, but you see things done well there. Adieu, lest our old robes rest easier than our new.
Farewell, Father.
God's medicine go with you. And with those that would make good and bad and friends of foes.
asked it now. King, Cawdor, Gloms, all is the weird woman promised. I fear thou played most foully for it. Yet, it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself shall be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Like by the verities upon thee made true, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But of that tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Don't let my horse to bed, or I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousin is bestowed in England, not confessing his cruel parricide, filling his hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when wherewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie you to horse, adieu, until you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and I commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Until then, God be with you. Sara, a word with you, please. Attend those men outside our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. There is none but he whose being I do fear. Under him my genius is rebuked. He chid the sisters when they first put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and a barren scepter in my grip, to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue I have filed my mind. For them I have murdered the gracious Duncan, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings! Who's there? I'll wait outside till we call. Was it not yesterday we last spoke?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered of my speeches? No, it was he, in times past, who held you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent self.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Are you so gospeled as to pray for this good man and his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs, and so of men.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
And so is he mine. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet as must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, that to I make assistance to your love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though our lives.
Your spirit shine through you. Within the hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. His son, Fleance, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must also embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll call on you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight. If it find heaven, let it find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam. He returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure, for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Knots had. Holes spent. Where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. Why do you keep alone? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. Ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the terrible afflictions of these dreams that shake us nightly. Better to be with the dead, whom we, to gain peace, have sent to peace, and on the torture of the mind that lies in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well.
Come on, gentle, my lord. Sigor your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence both in eye and tongue.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowst Banquo and his Fleance lives.
But in them nature's copy's not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. And be thou jocund, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, and scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. As night's black agents to their praise do rouse, as good things of day begin to droop and drowse. Now marvelest at my words, but keep thee still. Things bad begun make themselves strong by ill. So prithee, come with me.
But who did bid thee join us?
Macbeth. He needs on our mistrust.
Then stand with us.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there, ho!
Then 'tis he. His horses go about.
Almost a mile, because usually so all men do from hence to the palace gate maketh their walk.
A light, a light.
'Tis he.
Then two.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Oh, treachery! Fly, you Fleance, fly! Fly, fly! Thou man's man! Ah! Out! Flee! Ah!
There's what went down. The sun has fled.
We have lost the best half of our affair. Well, let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will play the humble host and mingle with society. Our hostess here keeps her state, but in good time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even, I'll sit in the midst. Be large and mirth. Anon we'll drink and measure the table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My good lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. So he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art be the nonpareil.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Here comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. Now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head.
There the grown serpent lies, a worm that's fled, hath teeth, hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone, we'll call on ourselves tomorrow.
My royal lord, do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here, under our country's honor roof, where the grace person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame on his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou cannot say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been since his youth. I pray you keep seat. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passions. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am a bold one that dare look upon that which might appall the devil.
Robber stuff. This is the very patent of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you sent Richard to Duncan. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look on but a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look! Lo, what say you? Why, what care I? If thou cannot speak too!
What quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him!
Fie, for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now. In the olden times, our humane statute would have purged the gentle wheel. Now, murders too terrible for the ear have been done. Now they rise again and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, have love and health and all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Feel full. Now, I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all in him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Consider this, good peers, as but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. It only spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare! Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, or take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again and bid me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl! Hence, horrible shadow, hence! Unreal mockery, hence! Why, being so, I'm a man again.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with the most admired disorder.
How can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe, when you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of thy cheeks when mine are blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Oh, the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I have heard it by the way. But I will send. I will to the Weird Sisters tomorrow. More shall they tell, for I want to know. I have stepped so far in blood that should I wade no more, the return should be as tedious as go o'er.
You lack the season of all natures, sleep.
Come, we'll to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but young, indeed.
Once the hedge pig whines,
harp your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31, sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a finny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of Newton, toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blindworm sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of the ravened salt sea shark, root of hemlock digged in the ark, slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk, tarred as lips, finger of a birth-strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab and add thereto a tiger's chaudron, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. How are you come to know it? Answer me. Let you untie the winds and let them fight their heads to their foundations. Though nature's Germans tumble all together, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand.
We'll answer.
Say if hast rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call them. Let me see them.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh. Grease that sweating from the murderer's gibbet throw into the flame. Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me enough.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 years, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm me.
And live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But to make assurance double and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies and sleeps in spite of thunder. What is this that raises like the issue of a king, and upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion, metal proud, and take no care who chase, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish thee until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if thou art can tell so much, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on all of you. Let me know!
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I, accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the Weird Sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air upon which they ride, and damned all that trust them. I heard galloping of horses. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipates my dread exploits. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, put to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, servants, and all those unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. Though boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before purpose cool. No more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me to where they are.
What hath he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You don't know whether his fear or his wisdom.
Wisdom? To leave his wife? To leave his babes, his mansions, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For even the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will stay in her nest and fight her young ones against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little as the wisdom when the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest cuz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, best knows defensively seasoned. I dare not speak much further, for cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. And we hold room for what we fear, yet do not know what we fear, but fall upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave with you. Shall not be long. I'll be here again. They think that their words would cease, or else climb over to what they once were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much of a fool. If I was to stay in my disgrace or discomfort, I take my leave with you at once.
Sara, your father is dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird. Thou dost never fear the net nor the line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not sent for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy and sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Yes.
Well, who must hang them?
Why, the honest men?
Then the liars and swearers are fools. There are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Will God help thee, poor soul? But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I am not known to you, but in your state of honor, I am perfect. I doubt some dangerous approaches you nearly. Take a homely man's advice. Be not found here, hence, with your little ones. To do you worse, spell cruelty. I heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. but I remember now. I'm in this earthly world, where to do good is often laudable. To do harm sometime account to dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor.
Then why is not back your feelings? No! No!
What you egg?
Don't
cry, treacheries.
He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there we pour sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and like good men we stride our downfall and birth them. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland and cried out like a syllable of the Lord.
What I believe I'll wail, what no believe, and what I can redress as I shall find the time to, friend, I will. What you have spoken may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once not honest. You have loved him well. He has not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil at an imperial charge. I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave taking.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. His title is afeared. Fare thee well, Lord. I will not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space in the tyrant's grasp, and riches to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offered goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or else wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before. More suffer and more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted, that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confinement harms.
Not in legions of gore and hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cisterns of my lust, and my desires, all continent impediments would overbear, did it oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance. In nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne, and the fall of many kings. Yet do not fear. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold that you may so tolerate. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many, as others will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
This there grows in my most ill-composed affection, such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice stakes deeper, grows with a more pernicious root than summer seeming lust. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath foistons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces is justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting it many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of Concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak! I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable with an untitled tyrant bloody scepter! When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed? And does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was a sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener up on her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well, Lord. These evils thou hast repeated upon myself hath banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion, child of integrity, hath for my soul wiped the back scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains, has sought to win me into his power. Modest wisdom plucks me from overcredulous haste. But God above, deal between thee and me. For even now, I put myself to thy direction, and speak my own detractions. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, for strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman. Never was forsworn, hath scarcely coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before they hear approach, old Siward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now, we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See who comes here.
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
Why, 'tis my ever gentle cousin. Come hither.
I know him now. Good God, betimes remove the means that make us strangers.
Sure, man.
Stand Scotland, where did it?
Alas, the poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile. Where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked. Where a violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man nailed is their scarce, ask for who. And good men lives aspire for the flower in their caps. Dying or air, they seek it.
A relation too nice yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
Death of an Irish age doth is to speak. Each minute teams anew.
How goes my wife?
Why, well.
And my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did it.
Be not miserly of your speech. How goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings, died so heavily born, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that was out. And to my belief, I went into the tyrant's power of foot. Your time of help is now. Your iron scholar will create soldiers, make our women fight to dose their dire distresses.
Be their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer that comfort with delight, but I have words that will be hid in the desert here, where hearing shall not last.
What concern they? The general cause of fee grief due to some single breast.
No mind is honest, but in it have some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them to hear his sound they yet ever heard.
Oh, my guess at it.
Your counsel is surprise. Your wife and babes, savage to slaughter. To relate the manner, one of the quarterly dead here to add to the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What, man, never pull your hat upon your brow? Give sorrow words. The unspoken grief whispers the o'erfraught heart and bids it break.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have so.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children? Did you say all? Oh, hell kite, all? All my pretty chickens in their dam in one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
Shall do so. but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember most things that were most precious to me. Did heaven not look on and take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. They'll slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Convert grief to anger. Blunt not the heart. Enrage it.
Bring me thou fiend of Scotland within my sword's length. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but received no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation of nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and to have the effects of watching. In this slumbering agitation, besides this and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you must.
Neither to you nor to anyone, no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, I stood by her. She is light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense are shut.
What is it she does now? Look at how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I've known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's a spot. Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her, to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then 'tis time to do it. How is murky? Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and afeard. What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account? But who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
But then a fight had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You more all with this stark.
Go to, go to. You have known what you should not.
She spoke what she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she's known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh! Oh! Oh!
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Well, well, well. Pray God it be.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Get on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed! There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Come. Come, come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Infected minds to their deaf pillows do discharge their secrets. More need she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance and yet still keep eyes upon her. So good night. In my mind she is mated and amazed my sight. I think, but I dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcom, his uncle Siward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burn in them, for their dear causes would, to the bleeding and grim alarm, excite the mortified man.
Near Brennanwood, where we shall meet them where they stand.
What does the tyrant?
Great Duncan. He's strongly fortified. Some say he's mad. Others who listen hate him call it a valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot seem to both of his distempered causes within the bitter wool.
Now does he feel his secret murders sticking to his fingers. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his penetrating senses to recoil and start, where everything within itself redeems itself for being there?
Well, march me on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham Wood become to Dunsinane I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcom? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for no man born of woman shall e'er have power over thee. So fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall ne'er sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. How got's that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir.
What soldiers, way face?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence. Seated! I am sick at heart when I behold. Seated, I say! This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sere, the yellow leaf, and all that should accompany old age, of honor, obedience, loyalty, troops of friends I should not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honored, breathe. Seated, I say!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
It is not yet needed.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scur the country round. Hang those who talk of fear. How goes your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that do keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow? Raise out the written troubles with the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll none of it. Come, put on my armor. Give me my staff. Seat and send out. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, scour the water from my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sweet and sound health. If you shall pull it off, I shall applaud thee to the very echo that shall applaud again. What rhubarb, senna, or purgative drug would scour these English hints? Dost thou know of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I shall not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest removed to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand, that Chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shatter the numbers of our hosts, and make discovery and report of us.
Time approaches.
Toward which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come! Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. What was that noise?
The cries of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been that my nerves would have cooled to hear a night shriek. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in at this petty pace from day to day, the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord. I must for which I say I saw and I know how to do.
Well, say, sir.
I stand upon the hill and I looked towards Burnham and anon. Methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. From a 3-mile way, I must say, a moving grove.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost from me as much. I pull up in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Arm and out! If this which he avouches does appear, there's no flying hence nor tearing here. I again be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back! Now, near enough! Sleepy screens thrown out! And show like those you are! You, worthy uncle, who with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Very well. We would find the tyrant's power here tonight. Let us be beat if we cannot fight.
Let our trumpets speak. Give them breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, yet bear like I must fight the course. Who's he that's not of woman born? Such a one I am to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, the law calls us up the name harder than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce the title more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, the poor tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
weapons laughed to scorn, brandished by man that's of woman born. Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? When I see lives, the gashes do look better upon them.
Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back! My soul is much too charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain, than words can give thee out!
Thou losest labor, as easy mayest thou the entrenched air with thy keen sword impresses to make me bleed. Let thy blade fall on vulnerable breasts. I bear a charm in life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Spare thy charm! Let the angel that thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. I'll not fight with thee!
Then yield thee, coward! And live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have these our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rebel's curse. Though Burnham would become the Duncan, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I must try the last. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him who first cries, "Hold enough!"
Safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see, so great a day is this his cheek repose.
Macduff is missing. Your noble son.
Your son has paid a soldier debt. He lived, but he was a man, which no sooner did promise to confirm. His untreated state when he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead?
Aye, and brought to the field. Your cause sorrow must not be measured by his work, for then he hath more.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Well then God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to go fair at death, and thus his knell is known.
It's worth more sorrow than battle's been for him.
Worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score. It's God the win. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King of Scotland! So thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak their salutations in their mind, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expensive time, for we reckon with your several loves, and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, and first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. Much more to do, as we planted newly with time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel minsters of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought by self and violent hands, took off her life. This, and what needful else, that calls upon us by the grace of grace, we will perform with, in measure, time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at Scotland!